Welcome back to Ravenly. I'm Sarah.
I'm Sophie.
And I'm Bella.
And we know that right now, when this episode is coming out, the world is a little bit crazy. So we could probably use a little bit of time to look back at our past instead of looking at the future so much, you know?
Period.
Facts.
And right now, oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Thank you so much. I don't know why, but I always end up interrupting people, and I'm so sorry. But I just think the last 24 hours for me, I just need a little bit of not looking into the future. So just, that's all I had to say.
Yeah. And conveniently enough, right now I'm in Washington, D.C. for family stuff.
Yeah.
And so I mean so the election's going on right now. I don't know when you're listening to this, but this is coming out
It's
2
the
days
day
after
election day, everyone. So
Woo.
everyone's like on their toes.
Yes, it's a lot of energy going around. I can feel it from all across the world even. I feel like everyone's kind of nervous about this.
Yeah.
But being back in DC, besides that, well, I'm from DC, at least that's what I say because it was my favorite place I've ever lived. It brings back a lot of really good and warm memories for me. And I just, it's such a great topic today. We're going to be talking about nostalgia.
Woo! This is my favorite thing to talk about. Because, okay, let me just tell you a little anecdote about the word nostalgia. Not even the topic of nostalgia, just the word. So, if I may. So,
Go ahead.
when I was in English class in 9th grade, I have a tendency to embarrass myself a lot just because sometimes I say things and I realize like my brain is a little bit different than everybody else's. Everybody's is, but like I have like little inside jokes with my family or friends that I end up like bringing into my life in school, I guess. Which is not good when this happens. So I was in English class, and for anybody who's watching who was in this English class, you probably don't remember this, but I vividly do. I was like, oh yeah, like this is like a very nogicalistic topic for me. Instead of saying nostalgic. And you know what?
Not just
Nogicalistic. And this is because this is how my sister's friend would pronounce this until we told her that it was nostalgic. And so every time we said nostalgic, we would say it as nogicalistic. It's like, oh, that's funny. But nobody got the joke because it was like an inside joke with like literally my sister and my mom and my sister's friend. Anyways, that's all I can think about when I think of nostalgia. And also just happy memories other than that.
Yeah.
But just like a little anecdote for people who think, oh, I'm so like sometimes I embarrass myself. Girl, I do it too.
You know, like with that kind of thing, people are way too self-absorbed to even realize that.
Exactly. Like, I don't know, I'll like mispronounce a word in class and I'll be like, oh my gosh, everybody's gonna think that I'm like a crazy girl who mispronounced the word when really it's just everybody's got their own problems.
Yeah, I doubt that anyone's gonna remember that. Like, do you remember the last time someone mispronounced a word?
No.
Unless it's like Donald Trump, but like that's
so that's a little more important than a random person in English class.
Yeah, it's like our president.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, I think it's like actually super appropriate for us to talk about like nostalgia right now because it's after Halloween. It's after Election Day. But it's also before Thanksgiving and before Christmas and before Hanukkah and before like all of those like fuzzy
Kwanzaa.
Yes, like it like all of the fuzzy celebrations are always like later in the year. So I don't know. I think it's kind of nice that we're talking about it like right before they all happen.
Yeah. I definitely
this is it. Like, sorry, I'd argue that this is the best time of the year.
Yeah.
Like the days leading up to Halloween and then to your December holidays.
Yeah. Because it's like the concentration of like happiness that happens. Like even in quarantine, like Halloween was so fun. Like Halloween was such a good time because I was like, okay, it's almost Christmas. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of got to a point where it was like, it turned midnight on the Hallows Eve clock. And it was like, it was like, November 1st, it's time for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And honestly, you know how like you always kind of dread to see family because you're like, oh, I have to like make myself look presentable in front of my grandma or
Yeah.
something. Like
Yeah.
I love all of my family, but then sometimes there's like little tensions that arise because everybody's just so tired from eating, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
it's like Thanksgiving is a very tiring holiday, but this year I can't see any of my family because of coronavirus, which sucks, but also like honestly, it's about remembering who you're always with. And it's just I'm very excited for the holidays this year because it's just going to be very low key and then we can just kind of rest before the next holiday where we get to see everybody. Um but yeah,
True.
bless up
I
FaceTime.
also True. I
Yeah.
also feel like I don't know. Okay, so I've always been like a person that looks forward to summer the most because like my birthday's in the summer and we're out of school and it's like the ending of a school year and then the beginning of a new one and I don't know, it's just one of my favorite. It probably is my favorite season. But this time since summer was like super wacky and like this is how I view it. Summer is you go outside, you stay outside, and you're outside the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Then winter is like you're inside and enjoying your inside life because it's too cold to go outside or raining or whatever it is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that this summer I had to be inside when it was my outside time, it was like super weird. But now it makes me like so much more excited for winter
Oh,
because
I'm so
I'm
excited.
gonna be inside and I'm also supposed to be inside. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. I'm lighting a
it's gonna
candle right now
feel
because
like
I'm just so excited
normal.
to be inside. Hold on.
Yeah, it's. I'm just really excited to feel like the normal. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to it more this year than other years.
Yeah. I feel like every year I look forward to Christmas, even though I'm Jewish. Christmas is still a fun time because, okay, so my mom's side of the family is Catholic. Shout out the Scubas, love them. That's my mom's side of the family. So like I still have like good memories with Christmas, which I'm very grateful for to have like a Jewish side of the family and like a Catholic side of the family where it's like I can celebrate both holidays. I feel very like blessed to be able to do that.
Diversity.
Yes, I love diversity in my family, even though we're all white, but that's beside the point. So, like, just there's something about, like, I'm kind of the opposite of Bella. I hate the summer. I'm a ginger in San Diego. I get burnt like there's no tomorrow during the summer. I hate going outside. It's so hot. I don't know. I just also like, I don't know. I just don't like being hot. The
Me
cold,
too.
okay. You know that feeling where like you're outside in the cold? Like if you've ever traveled out of San Diego, for those of you who've never been lived outside of San Diego, which is me, born and raised here, I really like I love traveling. It's like my family's fave thing is going to like Lake Arrowhead or like Big Bear for Christmas because it's cold. And like thank God there's coldness because hot is just so prevalent here. And so like just that feeling of like either you go skiing or like you're walking out in the snow with your siblings, you know, and like your toes are all cold and you can't feel them. And you're like, oh, I'm so cold. And then you get inside your Airbnb, you know, this might just be like a specific experience for me, but like for real, I'm like imagining last year we went to Lake Arrowhead, which I highly recommend as a place to go because it's beautiful and they have a really cute little village where you can feed ducks. It's so fun.
I know, bro. It's adorable.
It's the best for real. And like it gets super cold and snowy. And like last year when we went, it snowed for 3 days and we were snowed in with no power, which kind of sucked. But
Oh
like
my
it was
God.
so fun. Like, okay, so this is I keep getting sidetracked, but this is my story. So like walking out in the cold with your siblings. Remember when I said that like a few minutes ago and then I got off track? And then like you're like walking in the snow and then you kind of come into your cabin and it's nice and warm and your toes are like defrosting. You know, that is the best feeling in the world. And here's why. So it's the difference between the cold and the heat, but then the heat is like helping you from the cold. It's not like you're like, oh, like it's so hot outside. Let's get into the cold. Like, yeah, that feels nice, but like just the warmness and like the fuzziness and like just it smells like happy, you know? I don't know. That's just like my favorite thing is like the warmth of like the holidays. Um and I don't know. It's just it's like it's the best time.
Yeah, and I think when it's cold outside, There's a certain smell to the air. And I think smells can be so nostalgic.
Right.
Like, smelling air when it snowed reminds me of my grandparents' house on Christmas as a little kid. Like, I was probably like 4 or 5, but the smell just brings me right back, and I get all these images in my head. And like, we can talk about the different ways people think, which is a side subject that I'd like to talk about and dive into, because it's like, do you think in pictures, or do you just like not?
Yeah. And also
I
like
don't
the
know.
difference between like learning verbally and visually. Like I'm a visual learner, so it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, super fun to think about, but very confusing.
Would you say that, what do you think is the most nostalgia inducing sense?
I'm lighting my candle right now and it smells very
Like
nostalgic.
the 5 senses.
I
Smell.
think it's, for me, I think it's, wait, out of the 5 senses, or like out of like what smell?
I meant like the 5 senses, not the 5 sentences.
That's so good.
I don't know how to explain this, but like, for me, the most nostalgic part is like when you turn the radio on and Christmas music is playing, and you're like, oh my gosh, here we go.
Yeah.
Like, this is the beginning. Or like when you walk into Michael's and all the Christmas decorations are up.
Yes.
So that for me is the biggest. Like, smell also plays a part, but I feel like that doesn't happen till like a lot closer to the holidays.
Right.
You know?
Like, I don't know, like, okay, I completely agree with you, Bella. Like, smell and music for me is like that's just kind of how I create memories, I guess, because it's like with touch,
that's what
like
I
the
was
feeling of
too,
cold, I don't know, like that can occur through many times, and like I don't know what it like tastes like, food and stuff like that, but also like I know I keep talking about my candle, but guys, fresh balsam from Bath and Body Works.
Is that the one I got you?
Yeah, I'm lighting the one that you got me, Sarah. Okay, for those who don't know, Sarah is a great gift giver because
you asked for it.
I was like literally like fresh balsam, and then you got me little tiny hands. It was so sweet, and my dog ate one of them. Anyways,
oh my god,
he pooped it out, but that's beside the point.
Oh my
so
god.
It was kind of a scary sight to see, but so like it was just a little hand. I won't tell you about the visuals, but that's okay. But like, okay, the smell of like this candle, fresh balsam, it smells, for those of you who don't know what it smells like, it smells like a Christmas tree, but like amplified by 1,000 times, and it's like warmth like radiating off of the candle, obviously because it's lit, and it's just like there's something about it that's just like so magical. Like, I've been lighting it, and like I feel like it's like me manifesting something great, you know what I'm saying? Which is what I really needed for the election time, because I just need to be not stressed. But like, honestly, like, this candle smells good. And then also, I don't know if you guys have the same feeling about Thanksgiving, but it's like the smell of like my mom like making like corn pudding and like turkey. There's just something about it. I don't even like turkey. I just think like that smell, and like, you know, when you, I think, this might be just specific to me, but those of you who have Thanksgiving and you eat the dark chocolate peanut butter cups before you eat the meal with your family from Trader Joe's, by the way, that's like the most nostalgic thing for Thanksgiving for me, because it's just like you can smell the dark chocolate a little bit, and then you taste, oh my god. But yeah, that's like definitely what is like triggers my nostalgia. Also, like, what's weird about the human brain with like nostalgia and like smelling things, like creating memories, I guess, is like I'll like people like forget a name, and then they'll smell something or hear something that reminds them of when they heard that name before, and then they'll remember it. Isn't that weird? Anyways.
Yeah. Adding on to what you said about like weirdly specific smell moments, about Thanksgiving, this is so specific, I'm gonna sound crazy, but that's
we all
life.
do.
So doing my makeup, smelling my makeup, but also smelling the food being cooked in the background.
Like at the same time?
Yes.
I love that.
Because I would get so excited to do my makeup. It's like, oh, I get to see these people that I love. And at least when I lived here in DC, all my friends would come over to my house for this Thanksgiving celebration. I was so excited to put my outfit on and do my makeup and look pretty. And it's just like the smell of, I don't know, like a lipstick or something, that kind of waxy, chemically moment with the sweetness of whatever sweet stuff was cooking, and then like the turkey and the stuffing and stuff. It was just glorious.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to have
That's
that
like,
again. Well, as much as I can, you know.
literally, like, that just made me happy. Even though I don't have that like certain like memory associated with those smells, like that just like makes me happy just hearing about that.
Yeah.
Nostalgia is my favorite. It's my favorite like human brain phenomenon. Like that, it's literally like anybody can experience it. Oh my gosh. Like the smell of Fenty Beauty foundation for me is so nostalgic, even though I only used it for a month because I lost it after that, which is the worst thing that's ever happened.
That's heartbreaking.
Because it was so expensive. But you know what? I was like going through a phase where I was like, maybe I should start wearing heavy makeup. That did not last. But yeah, like getting ready for a show and putting on foundation, like that's like super nostalgic for me. Like the nerves, you know.
Ooh, shows. And
yeah,
stuff.
like theater kids. Oh my gosh, the amount of nostalgia that we have because we're so over dramatic, you know, and like annoying about our like feelings, but like in a good way, I guess.
Yeah.
Just like the feeling of like putting on makeup and getting ready for something is just very happy for me. So thank you for sharing that. Oh my gosh.
Also, I know we're like talking about all of the beautiful, wonderful things that we feel like with holidays coming up, but I also want to mention like people who don't feel those things, because I know a lot of people, and like I think if I remember like correctly, there was definitely like a few like Christmases or like, you know, holiday months in my life where that was like, it was terrible, you know, like I was like, oh my gosh, I hate this. And so I know for a fact that there's people out there that like the moment it becomes November, they just like, it's like not the time for them. Like it brings up like terrible memories, or like they just feel, you know, like instead of it bringing joy, the fact that they don't have that joy like hurts. So I just want to like acknowledge those people, because we're talking about all of the awesome things, but we also have to remember that everybody experiences like these holidays differently, because of like we all have different lives, you know, and that's okay. And like if November, December are like the worst months for you, like that's fine, bro. They're only 2 months. You're gonna like, it'll be over soon, then it'll be New Year's, and then we start all over again,
and
know?
Like we're lucky enough to have like good experiences, but I definitely like understand like Christmas could like not be a good time for some people, and like it just, I don't know, I feel like I'm feeling very lucky to be able to have good memories associated with it, but because a lot of my bad news has been like coming after the holidays, because you know my mom is always like careful about that. Just, I don't know. So thank you for bringing that up, Bella.
Yeah, I think that's such an important topic. Very wise of you, Bella.
Thank you.
And I am trying to stay grateful for everything. Like, I know this is probably too much information, but my parents got separated, and this year it's going to be weird. Like, we don't know what the situation is going to be. I don't know if I'm going to be with my dad or my brother, or maybe I will be. It's like a little bit stressful, but I'm still very thankful that I have like 2 loving parents and a brother, and that no matter what, it's going to be okay. And I really, really hope that if you're in the situation where your family or your friends, it like they don't create that sense of the holidays for you like they do for me. I hope that one day, if that's something that you really want, you can find your chosen family and be able to appreciate this stuff, and just know that, you know, everything's going to be okay, and you got to let the universe handle it sometimes.
And like it's just so weird because just this year has brought a lot of new changes for people, and like it's just really weird when like like my parents got separated too. It was a few years ago, but it's still like
Mm-hmm.
it sucks for anybody going through that kind of situation, you know, um like having to like split holidays with parents or whatever. And it's just like
Yeah.
it's interesting how like different people kind of cope with it, because like I feel like I cope with it by like making these like nostalgic things so prevalent in my mind so that I can like kind of forget about like what's like worrying me. But I know that a lot of people can't do that. Just
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of things are overwhelmingly there and overwhelmingly present. But I think like for sure what Sarah said, like your chosen family will come, and like it doesn't have to be your mom or your dad or your siblings. It can if you want it to be, but like I feel like we'll all get to that point hopefully in our lives where we're able to enjoy, whether it's the holidays or any time of the year, like with Bella the summer, like with your friends who you truly love and trust, you know. And that's kind of what
Yeah.
creates those like good memories with anything, you know. So it's good to remember that like we're all kind of like making different memories, you know. And so I
Mm-hmm.
know that this year
Yeah.
it's going to be way different for all of us, especially because we're all going to have to be inside and may not be able to see a lot of people that we love. But I don't know, I feel like it's
And
good to
bro,
reflect.
for some people, the fact that they can't see like their families and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, it might like. Can you imagine how much of a relief that can be to some
Right.
people? Like, I
Yeah.
think I think that's the funniest thing ever. Like, they're like, oh, some people are like, oh my gosh, COVID, I can't see my aunt. Like, she can't come and visit. And then other people are like, oh my gosh, COVID, I can't see my aunt. She can't come to visit.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
yeah,
literally
you
like
know.
my okay, so I don't want to like name specifics because people might be listening to this, but there are some people in my family who there's some tea. And so it's kind of good that we don't have to like even reach out to them to invite them. Because like we'll usually like avoid inviting them, but this year there are excuses and we love that. Um, and so it's kind of fun because it's like even the people that you love, like I love like everybody in my family, but then sometimes like Christmas tensions arise, you know, which is it sucks, but like it's just kind of the truth of life. We all can't all get along, so it's kind of good to kind of have that control over who's coming and who isn't. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
it's the silver lining to this holiday, and um, it's good that this is a holiday where you're supposed to stay inside because it gets cold, um,
Mm-hmm.
and supposed to stay inside like opposite from summer where you're kind of expected to go outside. Also, what's interesting is like in seventh grade, my Christmas was not good. Okay, let me tell you. So this was like classic seventh grade drama. This will get to a point, I swear. This is just not just me ranting. So um, I was dating this boy. It wasn't even like dating, you know, it was
Ooh.
just like I'd known him for a long time and I was just kind of like a seventh grader who wanted to fit in. And then he was like, he was going to ask out my best friend. And I was like, what? Because like we were
No.
kind of dating on the DL, whatevs. We were like, yeah, we're 13, whatevs. Or no, I
Oh
was
my god.
12. How old was I? I know.
Ooh.
Anyways,
Oh my
seventh
gosh,
grade.
so
Yeah.
cute.
And so he asked her out like right in front of me, and it was the day before Christmas break. If any of my friends in middle school are listening, I hope that you're doing okay now. I definitely do not talk to you at all. But yeah, it was interesting. Like just like a horrible time. Like it was so awkward. And I was like, what is going on? But it was the last day before Christmas break. And all I can remember about that day wasn't about how embarrassed I was, because I was very embarrassed. But it was about the fact that it was raining and that it smelled like wet pavement, you know? And like
Oh, I love that.
I went home, well,
Petrichor.
because this was at the Highlands, you know, Delmar Highlands. It was kind of by like the water
Yeah.
fountain where there was like the tree set up for Christmas, you know, and it was super cold and
Yeah.
rainy. And he was asking her out. And right at that moment, my mom came to pick me up because, you know, I can't drive. And so like I got in her car and I watched him ask her out in front of people. Oh, it was so
No.
embarrassing. But then I remember like just being so like oblivious to what was going to happen, my friend pushing me out of the way so that he could ask her out. I just don't, it was not a good memory, But I just remember my mom picking me up, getting into the warm car because we were outside and it was pouring rain. And I was super cold because I was just in like a light jacket and like leggings because, you know, middle school, I don't know, stupid fashion choices.
Yeah.
And so then I like get in the car and I'm like so sad and it's so cold. And my mom like makes like dinner and like we like candles, you know, and like it's super warm and like just kind of being inside from the rain. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like my example of like taking this horrible memory that like kind of scarred me from ever like dating somebody. And then I ended up dating somebody after, but whatever. Because I, you know, coping. Yeah, I kind of finessed, dated him for 4 days and then was like, ew. So middle school's so fun. But like that was like a horrible memory for me at that time. And it was like the worst thing that had ever happened to me because I was in 7th grade and I just repressed a lot of things. But like, I don't know, I feel like I kind of covered it up with that sense of like love and warmth from my mom who like picked me up. And I was like, it was just so interesting how like that's kind of the smell of the rain and the smell of the hot cocoa like kind of covers up that memory for me. So I don't know. I feel like this year it's going to be similar to that where I have like a horrible time because I'm not able to see my friends, but then it's like I kind of have that way to cover it up, whether it's with candles or with family. And if people don't have family to help them, then I'm lucky to have like a good relationship with my family. So I don't know. I'm just grateful that I have that. But I mean, there are so many small things that can kind of trump the others, you know?
Yeah, and usually like the thing about nostalgia, at the root of it, most of the time it's good memories. And if you think about it, we're so lucky to have good memories that it's like there's so many more new ones that we can just be excited for.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know?
Yeah,
if that
I totally
makes
get
sense.
that.
Yeah. Type of thing like if you don't feel like you have them now, they're gonna come at some point, you know?
Yeah.
But also like kind of going off of what Sophie was saying, if there are people out here listening that you don't feel like you have that relationship with your family and kind of feel like, all right, this season is lonely, then I obviously can't give you a solution because everybody has an individual situation, but I think we can suggest stuff like pals.
Period.
But also like FaceTime and I don't know what else is there, like Zoom, Google Meets,
like
that.
I love like FaceTiming with my friends, like even if it's like every last Friday of the month, you know, like Pals has some like event after school where you can like play games and meet new people. I don't know, like CCA COVID connections, link in the Pals bio.
Yeah.
Like it's so
fun.
it's like genuinely this last time that we did it, only a few people came and I'm grateful to everybody who did. If you're listening, some people sent me emails and they were so nice, but yeah, like super fun to like get involved in like school events. And I know that's like oh shut up, like you're a pal, you're biased, but like for real, like oh my gosh, it was so nice like being able to like play Among Us with like people, and it just kind of felt like I was able to like hang out with people but I wasn't with them, you know? And like I don't know, that's just the beauty of technology these days. And also I honestly like I was just thinking about it and like if anybody listening feels like they want to like have like any personal connection with somebody, if you don't feel like you have any over the holidays, feel free to like hit us up. Like DM us and like I will for real, like I will hop on a FaceTime call with you and I will chat. Or like I was just thinking, like I'm smelling this candle and I'm thinking of like candy. Like I just like I want to send out little like care packages to people who feel like lonely during the holidays, or not even lonely, just like feel like they want to have like some candy or something. Like I for real like I want to like do that. I don't know. That might be a little bit too far fetched, but like man, I love delivering stuff to people. Ugh.
It makes me like so happy to see how gracious and caring you are, both of you.
You guys are so that's so sweet. Like I just feel lucky to be in this group of podcasties.
I know, you guys are my favorite podcasties.
That's so cute.
Yeah, grateful to you guys. Happy holidays.
Oh, yeah, same.
Sweet.
So does anyone have any final remarks?
I just want to say, I know it's not the holidays yet, and we have a couple more episodes before it what is it? Truly is. I was trying to say frickin' and also truly and really. Yeah, frilly. Before it truly is the holidays. We have a little bit of time, but I would just like to say, if you have any like times where you're like, I'm really gonna miss my Aunt Susie. I'm gonna miss her so much. If you are not able to see people, or if like you just kind of feel trapped in your house because it's quarantine and you're staying safe and being responsible, but then you're also like, I wish I could see my friends, but also like I want to be responsible. Girl, I feel you. Or boy, I don't really care about your gender. I'm just gonna say girl. But yeah, I call everyone girl. Don't worry, guys. I'm not misgendering you. Oh, I had a dream that my bio teacher misgendered me. Anyways, so I will talk about that next episode. But I just want to let you know that we're always here. Like for real, like hit me up because I'm lonely too. Like I'm staying at home. I don't really like. It takes a lot of effort these days to like reach out to friends, even though you love them. You know, I totally get it. So like, hit me up for real. We will FaceTime, and it'll be so fun. I'm a little bit awkward, but I feel like I can. Aren't we all for real? Like sometimes I'll be like talking to someone because you know in PALS like we like counsel people, you know, and like I'll be talking to like a freshman whose parents like sign them up to like talk to me because you know like they're like reach out to a pal and like become acquainted with the school, and I'm just so awkward. Like honestly, it's just kind of scary to me to like talk to people even though like they're the one who like wanted my help. But like for real, I'll break into it. Like I'm a talkative person otherwise, you know, but like for real, hit me up. Like I'd be happy to talk to you if you're ever feeling lonely. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Happy holidays almost.
Yeah, make sure you sign up for Wellness Day if you are a
for freshmen and sophomore. For leaders they're closed, but like I just got one of my friends to sign up for a leader because he doesn't have an Instagram. Shout out Drew.
Yeah, if you're a freshman or a sophomore and you're looking to make some friends and have some fun, Wellness Day is perfect for that, and I'll leave the link below.
You can leave the link below?
Yeah, I'm leaving links below.
Oh my goodness, left and right and up and down? Are you kidding me?
And to the side. Wait, that's left and right.
To both sides. We're going to reiterate that. That's, I didn't know you could leave a link below. Yeah, check it out, everybody.
Yeah.
You can see us there. We'll be leading.
Yeah, we'll all be there. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah. And if you've never met us before, I don't know like who's listening to this who hasn't met us before, but like
yeah, I kind of feel like the only people no.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I'm talking, I'm like, you guys, if you don't know, and it's like literally my mom listening, you know, or Sarah's dad. But like
yeah, Sophie's mom and my dad are
like for real. Like
fans.
my dad will be like, oh yeah, I'll listen to your podcast, and then he'll be like, oh I got so busy. Dad, if you're listening this far, love you.
Bro, I don't even know if my mom knows that.
Yeah, sometimes I forget to tell people. Like I'll be like, oh, by the way, like I recorded a podcast today, and my mom's like, oh, what? Okay.
Yeah, my therapist is really excited about this.
I need to tell my therapist about this for real.
That's so
Oh my gosh. But yeah, what were we saying? Oh yeah.
But goodbye.
Oh yeah, sign up for Wellness Day. This is what I was gonna say. For those of you who have never seen our faces before, you'll be able to see our faces at Wellness Day because this is all voice. Like you guys don't know what I look like. I just told you guys that my bio teacher misgendered me in my dream. What if I do look like a man? You know? It's because somebody I thought I heard somebody call me sir when I was working. And I got really, really worried that like my voice is so low that I look like a man or sound like a man. Because I have a very low voice because, you know, California, like I have like the vocal fry.
But not like manly though.
I can do a lot of manly stuff.
We should do a whole podcast in our man voices.
Belly, you just want to wrap it up.
Everybody sign up for Wellness Day so you can figure out if Sophie looks like a boy or not.
Wow, please. If I do look like a boy, please don't tell me. Oblivion is really bliss. Okay.
She's the only redhead, so you'll find her easily.
Pretty red hair.
Wait, is that right? You're the only redhead in Pals, right? I think
Yeah.
so. I don't
No,
think
I feel like there
Yeah, we
should be
kicked out the
redheads in
rest of
Pals.
them.
I feel like redheads are very like Hufflepuff, like caring people. Not that you guys aren't caring. I'm just saying that I know a lot of redheads that are very caring.
Wow. Justice for
Okay.
blonde.
Oh my gosh, wait, we all have different hair colors. Isn't that so
Oh,
sweet?
crazy.
Yeah.
Also, like, I learned in my bio group, I'm the only American citizen. Because there's 3 people in my bio group. One is, I think, an Israeli citizen, and one is British. I don't know. If you're listening to this and you're not British, I'm so sorry, but you sound British.
That's cool.
Anyways.
Diversity once
Period.
again.
Except white.
Period.
I'm still white. Don't worry.
Same.
I'm not that diverse. Okay. I feel like we've just gone onto a tangent where I'm seeming to be racist, and I'm not, I swear. PSA, I am not racist. I love people of all ethnicities and backgrounds, for real. Stay not stressed about the election. If you have a chance, don't watch the news.
Stay not stressed about the election, CCA.
Yeah.
It sounds like a CCA TV ending.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I'm like looking at this map of America and seeing which is red and which is blue, and I'm honestly terrified.
I've been watching the news on mute, and everyone just kind of looks a little worried.
Bro,
like, I'll turn on like MSNBC
yesterday...
and like Rachel Maddow's like, girl. And Steve Kornacki's like, oh my god, you guys. I'm in love with him. I'm in love with Steve Kornacki. Everybody hit up Steve Kornacki and tell him that I love him, because he's the best. He's the guy, for those who don't know, he's the guy that like points to the map and is like, so this is what's going to happen. And he does a lot of statistical math.
He didn't sleep last night. He wore the same outfit this morning that he was wearing last night.
I love that.
So
I think I love Steve Kornacki. Hold on. I'm going to look up a picture of him because I love him.
Wait, we're going to make a Steve Kornacki fan page, so just like keep an eye out for that.
I love him.
Guys, I just wanted to add as well that yesterday, Mr. Unwin and Mr. Pollock streamed the What's Up podcast for 9 hours. Like, they started at 4 p.m. and they ended at 1 in the morning. And I, like, watched it at, like, 5, and then I logged out and did my homework, and then I came back, like, a few times. And every time I came back, they were still doing things and talking things. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so then last night I was like, all right, I'm just gonna watch this till I fall asleep. And it was midnight, and I was like, bro, they're not gonna end. Like,
that's insane. Yeah, because yesterday Unwin was like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to go till like 12, because like that's an 8-hour podcast. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stay up that long. But how did they do that? Like, I watched like a few bits, but then I was so stressed about the election that I started like having like a really bad stomachache and headache. I don't know why I have pain when I'm stressed, but it happens. But like, I was like, this is insane. Like, my sister was on the podcast, by the way. I didn't even watch her because I didn't even know. I was like, she was like talking about politics, and I was like, oh, she like talking to her friends about politics, because sometimes she does that. And I was like, no, this is way too in depth, like, for her to be talking with her friends about this. And Unwin informed me this morning that she was on the podcast, and I was like, dude, what? Like, I can't believe my sister was on it.
That's cool. Yeah, and like, yesterday I had like 5 tabs open with a bunch of different sources, because I was like, I don't want to be biased. I want to know exactly what's happening. Like, I want to watch everything. And so I had like Unwin and Pollock talking on one. Like, that was the only audio I had. And then I had like I had like 5 tabs open, and it was just very interesting to see how like some of them updated very quickly and the colors changed, and then others, like, they kind of waited, and I was like, why are you guys doing that? But it's okay. I don't understand it completely, I really don't. But, like, I'm trying, and that's what counts.
Yeah,
you know?
Honestly, you guys, I was looking up the stats, and Kanye West has, like, 0.1% of the votes in Vermont. That's the only information I could get about Kanye West. I was trying to get, like, all the states, you know what I'm saying? But, like, he was so low that I couldn't, it was just, like, other candidates, and, like, that's all.
Did you see his tweet? He was like, I'll see you guys in 2024.
Yeah, and then he was like voting for the first time, and it's for the person I trust the most, me. He's never voted. He has never voted. And also, I saw this TikTok, and this may make me seem biased, but it's just a TikTok that I saw that was very funny. but it was like Melania Trump and Kim Kardashian both voting against their husbands, like voting for Joe Biden, and it's like
Yeah.
we see
I
each
saw
other,
that.
like we good, and it was really funny because I think that's like I feel like Kanye's like the only person in his family that would vote for himself, and like
Probably.
Yeah.
frat boys would probably vote for him. Just throw away their vote,
Yeah.
guys.
I think
Yeah.
it was super funny. I saw this TikTok, and then we can like stop talking about this like in a little bit. But it's so interesting. But do you guys know that TikTok audio that's like, "Good morning, Kanye," and then it's like, "Shut the up," you know?
the paparazzi.
Yeah.
And I saw a TikTok of like, it was like Kim Kardashian this morning. "Good morning, Kanye," and he's like, "Shut the fuck up." It was so funny.
I love like political TikToks because it's like Gen Z who's like not even vote, like some of Gen Z is voting, like my sister voted yesterday, congrats Tessie. We all like went and like watched her vote, and it was so
Yay.
fun. And like it was so fun because they were like, we have a new voter, and everybody was like applauding. It was so sweet. Like my sister is very involved in politics.
Aww.
Like she's a queen at politics. Like she did her research, and so she went and she voted, and I like my mom and I came and watched. It was so fun. But yeah, there are a lot of like Gen Z who are like first time voters or like are not able to vote yet, like making TikToks that are just so like funny about the election.
Funny.
And like sometimes they're not even biased, and it's just like you can just kind of tell like how like important this election is, but then like these TikToks make it seem like just it's like the kids are ruling, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, there are some like videos that are just like aesthetic videos of like Kamala Harris and Joe Biden just like walking like out of like some building, and it's just like such a pretty aesthetic video. Like I don't care who you're voting for, like that video is just so like aesthetically pleasing. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but it's like sparkles and oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then like Donald Trump dancing. My mom cannot stop watching videos of him.
Bro, I've seen
There's like
that.
people are like editing things in. It's like dancing. It's like editing him into like little scenes in movies, and he's like dancing. Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Those are so funny.
Anyways,
yeah, but like this is the last thing I want to say. I don't know about you guys, but you know, of course, voting, like encouraging voting is so awesome. But like, I am so sick of the word vote now. Like, I can hear it and feel triggered because, like, bro, you don't understand. Like, I hope you understand. But like, I'd open TikTok, I'd open Instagram, I'd open Snapchat, and the word vote, it was literally everywhere. And like I get it, you know, it's good to encourage people because it's important, but also like I was so happy for this to be over. I can't
honestly
see
at this
anymore.
point I don't really I care who wins, but like I'm just kind of excited for it all to be done, and like so that Instagram doesn't have to stop, like doesn't have to keep like telling me to vote even though I'm literally 16 years old. I want to vote so bad, but I can't. No taxation without representation, am I right? But yeah, I don't know, it's just like, oh, there's so much vote stuff going on, which is important to people who can vote, but like I don't know, I'm just so like stressed about it because it's like there's really nothing I can do to change it, except I did help like encourage people in swing states to vote, but other than that I can't really do much.
Yeah.
Well, it's lunchtime.
It is lunchtime.
So I hope you guys have an amazing day, week, month, year, life, whatever.
Guys,
election.
Yeah, stay safe and also there. Like please be careful, because there if somebody loses or if somebody wins, there could be like some scary stuff happening, especially in like DC and those places. Sarah, stay safe.
Good for me.
Yes, Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah, stay safe. Like just be careful, and also make peace and all that. And like if you feel like, if you're like, oh, I don't want to keep watching the news, but I have to know, just like take a little break, and then you won't be like waiting, like a watch pot never boils, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm looking at
a watch Kornacki never unrolls his sleeves.
I love him. Everybody go search up Steve Kornacki and like just look at how cool he is. Anyways, just stay well. Take some like ibuprofen or something if your head is hurting.
Yeah. Well, we're all in this together, guys. So I'll talk to you later.